You know, it's funny. I have not seen any Robin Hood movie ever made.
You haven't seen the Disney one where he's a fox?
Nope.
You haven't seen Men in Tights?
Nope.
Well, I would say those are the two best ones.
Those would be the two that I would watch. Men in Tights. Men in Tights I'm a little embarrassed for having not seen. But the other ones...
The Kevin Costner one and the Russell Crowe one, I would say skip.
I like Kevin Costner. I don't like him that much. But, yes. So, we got to talk Robin Hood. Again, obviously can't give too much of a review of it because I haven't seen any of them. But... there is a new Robin Hood movie coming out, okay? There's a new Robin Hood movie coming out in 2018. November 21st. November 21st, so it's coming right around Thanksgiving. So it's obviously going to have some pretty high box office expectations. And this is, I love this, because you know why? This fits into what I love talking about on Sleepless with Steve. This is another case of Hollywood putting a lot of money. Notice how they didn't release the budget of this movie either. Mm-hmm. They put a lot of money into a movie that really seems all but doomed to fail.
Yeah.
Essentially. You know what? Do me a favor, Joe, if you could, because I want to give some numbers if you could for a minute. Can you pull up, 2018 in film and see what's coming out around Thanksgiving? Would you do that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I want to just talk about this for a second. Okay, so you got this new Robin Hood movie coming out. It stars Taron Egerton in the title role, from Kingsman, from Eddie the Eagle, who's a good actor, really good actor. I like him, but it's also he's not a star by any means. He's not a marquee name by any means. So he's definitely not an actor that people are going to pay to see exclusively for him. You are also coming hot off the heels of movies like Pan, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Ridley Scott's Robin Hood, the Russell Crowe one you mentioned earlier, from 2010. You're coming off the Legend of Tarzan, which wasn't a big hit just because of the fact that it was so expensive. And you decide...
You said King Arthur, right? Guy Ritchie?
King Arthur, yes.
Okay.
Guy Ritchie's movie. You're coming off all these movies that show you that this probably isn't a good idea to invest in.
No.
And you're going to do it. And you're going to invest what I'm going to assume has got to be around 75 million, 100 million at
wasn't
least.
Guy Ritchie's King Arthur like 100 million?
Yeah, it was over because it was trying to start a franchise, and it did the classic mistake of trying to start a franchise but not even trying to make one good movie to begin with.
Well, guys, haven't you learned from the Universal Monsters thing that crashed with the Mummy?
Yeah, I'm gonna give. It came out right, I think, a month before the Mummy. Before we get into the other movies that are going to serve as competition for Robin Hood, I want to mention this. So we have Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. That's the Kevin Costner movie from 1991. Mm-hmm. It made $165 million against a $48 million budget. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, considering it's 91, tickets aren't expensive totally. It's a 2.5-hour period movie. $165 million isn't bad, and it's also the key to $48 million. It's not a bad price for a movie like this.
Yeah.
Now you go to Robin Hood Men in Tights. It made about $35 million. And that's a little bit more comedic of a movie, too. It's a Mel Brooks movie, so it's going to have a little bit of a parody edge, no budget on it, but it made $35 million. That's okay. It's not bad. Then you have Robin Hood, the Russell Crowe movie, which looks very similar. I haven't seen it, but from the trailers, it looks very similar to this one.
The Russell Crowe one, to me, was more of an epic. Because Ridley Scott made that.
Yes.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of what Exodus was trying to do as well.
Okay.
Trying to make things epic, an epic scale with Robin Hood. Same thing he tried to do with Exodus. To me, this Robin Hood looks like a superhero movie. Mm-hmm. It looks like they're trying to do what Marvel's doing and just have starting not a superhero franchise maybe, but try to start a franchise with Robin Hood from what it looks like.
Now that you mention it, you know what the trailer reminds me of? And I've only seen clips of this movie. I've never seen the whole thing. You know what the trailer reminds me of tonally? It reminds me a little bit like the look of... Cross it with The Punisher and Assassin's Creed. That's what it looks like.
You didn't see Assassin's Creed?
No, it looks a little bit like Assassin's Creed.
You hit the nail on the head, man.
And it looks a little bit like The Punisher, too, just in terms of the dark kind of quality of it.
No, you hit it right there with Assassin's Creed. I was trying to think, this reminds me of some movie while I was watching it. And Assassin's Creed, man, that's a terrible movie. Every time I watched it, I always fell asleep. I've never watched that movie in completion. I would watch it in parts because I fall asleep every time.
Going back, though, to Robin Hood, the Russell Crowe movie, is that it cost $200 million to make, and it made $105 million in the U.S. Ooh. It wound up legging it to over $350 million worldwide with the help of China. So, but again, it's one of those movies you probably spend another $70 million to market it. So at the end of the day, you didn't make a ton of money on it. You know what I mean? You didn't make a ton of money on it also because the damn thing's so expensive. With this, I don't know how much they made. I was going to say, looking at it, I would think they probably put maybe 75 to 100 million, I'm guessing. I would like to think that they had a little bit of foresight here, because the more money you spend on a movie like this, the more you're going to lose. You know what I mean? That's how this kind of thing works. And then you have Taron Egerton, Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Dornan, who again I'm still only from.
Oh, and Ben Mendelsohn, who's going to be playing a villain for the rest of his life, apparently.
You got Jamie Dornan in this from the 50 Shades movies, who I told you before I'm only 70% convinced is not a robot.
Oh, we'll find out here.
You know, yeah, really.
Maybe Anastasia was just sucking his soul.
So yeah, that's what you get now with that's what you get now. You get another Robin Hood movie that looks like Hollywood hasn't learned. It looks generic as hell. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to see it. If it's the only thing coming out one weekend, I'll take. If this was the only movie coming out this weekend,
oh dude, wait till you hear what's coming out the same day.
No, but I want to say this though. I want to say this. If Robin Hood was coming out this weekend, let's say there was nothing else coming out. Yeah. If Robin Hood was the only new movie, I would say take the week off, Joe. I'm serious. I would say take the week off. I said we don't need to waste our time with this. We don't.
We could have just done Netflix releases, just catch up on those.
Seriously, I would have went. I would have tried to see. You know what? Then maybe we would have seen Rampage then. Maybe we would have seen, or Chappaquiddick or something.
A late Rampage review.
So what competition does this Robin Hood movie face over Thanksgiving?
So the week before, I just want to mention this. The week before is Fantastic Beasts sequel.
Oh, okay.
The day of November 21st, Creed 2 and Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Oh yeah.
Like
Wreck-It Ralph's gonna make a lot of money, but it's a different audience. I think Creed's gonna get a knockout. Creed's gonna get the knockout.
Dude, man, like the moment you said, like, man, depending on what comes out, like I wouldn't go see this. I wouldn't even see this. I'm like, well, wait till you hear the two movies that are coming out on the same day.
Because Creed's gonna be marketed very well. I can guarantee that.
Oh,
Creed's gonna be marketed very well.
After the year Michael B. Jordan's having.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to see it. Maybe this will finally be the year Michael B. Jordan gets an Oscar nomination. We can hope. And so yeah, that's what'd you say that was coming out the week beforehand?
The week before is Fantastic Beasts. And then the week before that is The Grinch.
Yeah, The Grinch. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how The Grinch and Wreck-It Ralph duke it out. That's going to be interesting because obviously Wreck-It Ralph's got Disney money.
But yeah, like you have Fantastic Beasts coming out November 16th. And then Creed 2 the day of. It's like caught in the middle.
And Creed 2 and Robin Hood are going to be marketing to very similar audiences. That's going to be the adult, that like late teen adult sort of demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put my money on Creed that weekend. I really would. Because that's the thing now too. Why? And this goes back to it. And then we'll say this and then we'll cut to break. I want to mention this though. Movies like Robin Hood, part of the reason movies like Robin Hood, King Arthur, Pan, part of the reason these movies are doing so poorly now in theaters. Number one, they're not reviewed really well, so that reviews like this really hinder movies like this. Number two, they look generic as hell.
Yeah.
Number three, and this is the biggest one, and this is the one I think really not many people talk about. One of the biggest reasons that these movies, these period swashbuckling movies, don't do as well is because of the fact that why am I going to go pay $12 to see Robin Hood in theaters when I can binge watch Game of Thrones at home?
Yep.
Why am I going to do that? There's so much quality entertainment on cable or even premium cable, even Netflix. Why am I going to go pay money to watch what's probably not even going to be that good that looks the same thing? Why can't I? Why not just stay home?
Have you watched Game of Thrones?
I have not.
You have not? Let me just tell you, man. The action scenes in Game of Thrones blow Robin Hood out of the water compared to like what I've been seeing in this trailer, which is just a bunch of slow-mo shots of him diving and shooting an arrow at somebody or shooting arrows really fast, which it doesn't even look plausible like when he's doing it. It looks really fake and bad, and just amounts of CG like explosions going off and things hitting buildings like catapults compared to Game of Thrones, which you gotta look up Battle of the, I don't know if I could say the word on air, but
go on.
You know, it's a swear word.
Go on.
And it is just phenomenal, the amount of extras they use, the amount of like practical effects, makeup, everything that went into that battle was just like, wow, this is astounding. And there's like a one-shot sequence where like it's following one character for about like 5 minutes. It's all done in one shot and it's choreographed really well. It's like, wow. This is amazing. And then you look at Robin Hood, and it's doing every other generic action thing you've seen.
And you know what? This would be, because I think this, like I said, after watching this trailer again for the second time, this looks like an embarrassment. And the thing, too, is that, let me just say this, is that this would also be less. I think this would be less embarrassing if you would have cast The Rock, because at least The Rock would have made you money.
Yeah.
Like, Taron Egerton is not going to make you money.
His Hercules movie?
Yeah. Because he did the Hercules movie. Because, like, that's the thing. I don't understand this. And I understand they're trying to make... I do understand the fact that they're trying to make stars. But it's like, not the Hercules movie you're thinking of, the Brett Ratner one. I'm also thinking of the one that came out months before, The Legend of Hercules. Here's the thing. You spend $70 million on a total gamble, and then you cast Kellen Lutz from Twilight. Like, what the hell is your logic? Like, again, Taron Egerton, too. Great in Eddie the Eagle. Great in Kingsman. Pretty good actor.
Yeah.
Not a star. Not a movie that people know. I bet you can go ask the next 10 people on the street and ask them who Taron Egerton is. They're not going to know. You say the kid from Kingsman, then they'll know.
Yeah. I think that's
He's
the whole point
of
having Jamie, because Jamie Foxx is getting higher credit than him on the casting list. Maybe that's the whole point of them casting.
Is he
him.
though? I mean,
I'm looking at it right now. He's higher up. Jamie Foxx is ahead of the title character.
I tell you, I swear to God, that's nonsense. I'll tell you right now. I'm not saying that Jamie Foxx shouldn't be billed higher, but if the star of your movie can't headline the movie as the title character.
Yeah.
You made a cruel casting mistake. I mean, God almighty.
That's like, imagine casting, you cast Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but you put Terrence Howard before Iron Man.
No kidding. I mean, I'm surprised Josh Brolin got as high of a billing as he did on Infinity War. He's not been in the biggest hit maker ever, but I think this and...
he's very well known, though, the guy. Like, he is a well-known actor. Yeah, I will say that.
I think that I was gonna say I think there's got to be a joke in Deadpool 2 of him playing Cable.
Oh, there is. There's in the trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be a joke on that. But yeah, Robin Hood. I was gonna say Robin Hood. Not seeing it. Not gonna watch it. I'll tell you that much right now. No interest in it. I think it's gonna be another egregious bomb on Hollywood's part, and it'll be good for him. But have no fear. 2026 will probably bring another Robin Hood movie.